Anyways, we're pausing for a few seconds here to avoid any lag issues. And in the red here, we've got our troll player. It is gonna be Georedes in the red, and over here in the yellow, this is Civvy playing as the humans. But he got that from a random pick, actually. He does not own trolls right now, so bear that in mind. When he goes random, he actually doesn't get the trolls ever. We got the triple Stonebreaker build, as well as a Plaguebringer. And we got a Royal Mage for our human player who's going standard opening. There's only really one opening for the humans. I didn't say that before, but it's always double woodcutter, hunting cabin, stonecutter. So, yeah. It's because you just need that extra stone for your sectors that you pick up. Royal Mage has picked up the usual spells, I think. So, oops, that's Georedes. We got Spark, we got Fire Nova, and we got Arcane Force. We're gonna get probably double Deep Waters next to recharge that focus. Single, and what else? Biting Frost. Okay, interesting. For Georedes, we've got the standard set. He's also creeping and expanding to the left. Funnily enough, before we go into skills, he's actually not doing the pathing where you go up here, kill these creeps, and teleport back. I think that's a bit superior to what he does, but hey, that's just me. Anyways, for skills, he's picked up the Plague Bolt, single target damage, nothing crazy. It applies disease 1, and he's got Feast on Disease and also Plague Disease. So he's got 2 ways to cast disease in addition to the single target damage there. This one doesn't deal damage per se, except for the affliction damage. Feast on Disease allows this hero to heal itself back up without the use of potions. So, obviously very, very useful to keep him alive long term. Civvy being a little bit faster on the creeping, and with the scout, he's trying to get some damage done here. You can never prevent a troll player from getting a second sector, but you might be able to get on top of the third. But it looks like Civvy wants to play macro. He's not gonna cut too hard into our troll player's base count, so to say. He is gonna go after these stone workers, so these are the easiest to pick off and probably the hardest to retreat to, unless using the Godstone. Let's see what that hero does. He could just go through the Godstone and save a teleport. Picking off the scout shouldn't be a huge issue, I don't think. Yeah, so far no workers have been lost, so Civvy is retreating here. Done some worker harass, but no damage because, well, simply said, the Stonebreaker, any troll worker really is 300 health versus human one that's 200 health, but you gotta keep in mind there's fewer of these, so overall the health pool of the workers total is less for a troll base. Civvy is pushing forward after all. See if he can get an upgrade. Teleports back. I don't think he's upgrading this, not with the hero already being here. Does this work? It does. I didn't know that works for both. It's awesome. So this is the player point of view. Civvy, former StarCraft 2 Grandmaster. He plays like it too. Camera jumping. But of course he also does a lot of the careful, slower paced micro, which Spellforce does require. Yeah, we should do this more often. By the way, guys, just to explain the tournament itself, the top 8 players have been invited. Only the number 2 player opted not to play. So everyone else is in here. We've got basically a top 9 representation. Only the number 2 guy said they're not interested in playing, so I think it's a fantastic turnout. And we are seeing some of the best talent in the game right now. At least according to what the ladder says. Who knows if you know, additional people will pop up. The 0 versus 0 fight is going nowhere. It's mostly an exchange of potions, both of them causing afflictions to each other. But I gotta say, the Plaguebringer is a little bit more powerful. Not in the spells, however. Civvy's out of potions, and there's still one more remaining for Georedes, so yeah, it's gotta be careful. How many bases have been upgraded? The 4th one is upgrading now. There's a lot of hunting huts outside of this, of course. As well as 3 choppers. And yeah, Civvy has to run now. Can't take those plague hits anymore. How much gold does he have? 5,500, so that's pretty good.
Looking for potions and scrolls.
Picks up the armor.
Just what you need.
Oh, never mind. He picks up the tier 2 armor again.
I'm getting new wares.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. He picks up a tier 2 armor. You don't see this much. And Civvy has upgraded almost all of the sectors to scouting posts. See when he adds barracks. Oh, he's already got the production going on Arbalists. They're very capable archers, crossbow people. Capable of easily taking out units like the Smashers with some good focus fire. First Smasher coming in. Where is the fight? Oh, there's a fight hut. So they now have the ability to sprint. So the hurry ability is basically Stim from StarCraft, as you've known. But after the movement speed increase, they actually get slowed. So that's the cost. Now Medusas have been not taken on by either player yet, but Civvy is actually starting on it and is getting spotted. But I'm not sure it matters much with that Smasher. Civvy retreating the Arbalist. He doesn't want to lose them, of course. Yeah, that Smasher is not gonna get any kills here. No way. In fact, it might die. It's running out of here. Oh, the Arbalist is chasing it down. 147 hit points. That was close. As long as it gets out, it will regenerate. Frontier outpost now on the way for Civvy. It's only upgrading some of these regions. Woodcutter is actually completely idle here. Because he opted to make the barracks. And yeah, additional barracks coming in this. Oh, Civvy! You forgot the potion. People do that quite often because it's so hard to see it. It's actually behind the outpost flag. Right there. Yeah, you can't see it in this view. That sucks. Plaguebringer is actually really low with some good focus fire. That could actually go down. Georedes does not have potions. It's completely relying on the Feast on Disease right now to get the health back, which it can do, but I mean, there's only so much that it's capable of. There's 3,000 gold in the bank right now. Where are the additional fight huts? We're not seeing any. Scrap hoard, so that's going to be useful for upgrading. Where's the scrap resource? There's over here. There's a scrap pile, so scrappers can go there to gather. But the first scrapper is only in production now. And where is it going? Okay, it's going to be buying a lot of potions right now. No items. No items whatsoever. Ah, there's the other scrap pile. Okay, it's interesting that it would go so far away. Another scrap hoard up here, and it looks like Civvy is thinking about attacking. Cleared out the other Medusa, claimed another outpost. This barracks is done as well now. More infantrymen in production. seeing as there are probably enough arbalists now. Nice, blew up a building. 11 infantrymen and 8 arbalists plus the hero itself, of course. Oh, that disease is hitting a lot of the infantrymen. 3 of them got hit, I think. Oh, he's calling down the Starfall. Reached level 5 there and also got Hailstorm, which he could combo with Biting Frost to finish off one of these smashers. Really good focus fire from the Arbalist, by the way, and they're taking out the smashers one by one. Getting on top of the hero now. The Plaguebringer is gonna fall very, very easily. Absolute dominance from Civvy right here, with Georedes down to 32 population, and even this last remaining smasher is getting pelted by those arrows. Holy crap. Is Civvy going tier 2 off of this as well? No, not yet. Or wait, is this tier 2? Oh, he is tier 2, excuse me. He probably will think about upgrading these soon. He's not yet gathering any iron from what I can tell. Yeah, none so far. Nothing so far. Yeah, this Starfall is just so powerful. 420 damage to buildings around the caster. I mean, wow. And 420 magic damage as well. Finally coming up for those economic upgrades. Well, I don't know what units have been made here. These guys are gonna be turned into throwers. Hopefully they're not gonna throw the game though, because this is an enormous army. The smashers just don't work against such a large number of arbalists, especially when backed up by infantrymen and such a leveled up hero as well. Georedes is still at level 3 only. We've got a bunch of skull crushers, excuse me. Oh, the base gets finished off by Starfall. Hitting the units as well. So is the Hailstorm. And we've got a combination of Biting Frost as well. Jeez, these troll units are getting focus fire down and the hero is dead again. Barely any humans have fallen here. Civvy absolutely dominating and Georedes is tapping out. GG. 1-0. XCet with the raiding party also. So XCet could be joining into co-cast the next game. What a fantastic match. Yeah, that was just absolute dominance, guys. Like, look at this army size graph. Holy. This also matters a lot, like killing those 2 extra Medusa camps and then winning the fights. It's just enormous jumps in experience, especially when you kill the hero. That's probably one of the largest jumps. A little bit unfortunate that Civvy didn't have the time to upgrade his, to buy any additional items, but I mean, he won hard enough, right?
Okay.
Okay, so in the yellow, we have got the dwarf player. It is Civvy. He got that from random. He's making the Hierophant. We'll talk about that in a moment. Do you want to introduce Georedes?
Yeah, in the top left, we have Georedes. And he's playing the trolls and he goes for the Plaguebringer, which I haven't seen today. I saw Chieftain all day, every day today.
This is the 4th time we're seeing the Plaguebringer on my stream. We can walk through it again. You get a whole lot of plague spells. You get the plague disease, which doesn't have any damage components except the affliction itself. And you got the plague bolt, which also applies plague. And then you got the feast on disease. You use that to leech health and to do some extra damage. Want to explain the Hierophant to us?
Sure. So the Hierophant can either go for totems or crossbow skills, and Civvy seems to go completely on the crossbow skills, which is on F1 he has the kill shot, which impairs the enemy, so it is slowing move, and on the third on F3 he has the scatter shot ammunition, which is he gets ammo which deals AoE damage to 3 units.
Yeah, and you have to keep like recharging that so that you can.
Yeah.
It's a limited amount of ammo.
Basically, the little board about the HP bar shows how much ammo is left. By the way, the Plaguebringer was nerfed recently, right? So
Very heavily, very
Yeah.
heavily. Like the cleave was removed, which is basically one attack was 2 projectiles, and on top of that, you no longer are able to get the level 2 spells on Plague Disease and Feast on Disease at level 3. So you have to be level 5 for the level 2s on there. And on top of that, the upgraded weapons are weaker as well. So while the Plaguebringer starts at a higher base damage, the upgraded weapons are not as efficient as it was a few days ago. So Georedes
Yeah.
is definitely having trouble with that against Civvy now. Oh, look at this. He's pulling the Skellies into his upgrading. Wait,
Yeah.
he wants to nuke Civvy out of there, but they're not gonna go all the way. They turn around. That's
Yeah.
always what they do. They can harass the workers at the edge of the sector, but they're not gonna go for the sector main.
we saw that strategy used earlier today as well, and one player tried even to pull a Python into or Golem into an enemy base, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, no. I don't think
Yeah,
it
they
works there. Like Wastelands of Shu, that map with the cross expansion system, that does have the Skellies behind your main, which you can pull in with
Yeah.
the scout or accidentally
We
with
saw
your
that
own
as well.
workers. But
Yeah, the thing is, it used to be a thing, but good thing is that they fixed that because yeah, that could go ugly, but yeah, we don't have that problem anymore. But the troll player, what I noticed is that the chieftain has really trouble, like they get harassed very often because you cannot really put that much pressure on with the chieftain yourself, and he's rather slow with creeping. But it seems like the Plaguebringer does not have this problem, as the troll player seems to be left alone in his base.
yeah, it's not nearly as serious. But looking at the map, like the amount of sectors that Civvy controls right now, of course he's not going to upgrade all these outposts, but just having the control over them is so important because he can teleport with his axe wielders to defend any of these. Our troll player is not going to have these.
Yeah, though the trolls, they cannot really take them anyways. They expand the slowest of all the races, so
That's right.
you can survive like on 4 bases for a long time.
Yeah, you basically want 4, right? Like 4
Yeah.
expansions. That's what we've seen from Georedes every time. But with Civvy sitting right on top of his 4, he'll have to go through those skellies on the left side. Let's see if he does that. But Civvy, in the meantime, going for the easy human creeps. Looks like Georedes will be doing the same.
So what's interesting to me is that Brummel used to play throwing cut units only versus dwarves so far. He wasn't successful versus cheese though. So I want to see which kind of units Georedes goes for this game.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, so far he's been going for smashers only for like a really extended amount of time. Eventually he would upgrade to the tier 2 units, so the spike flingers and the what's the upgraded smasher variant called?
Skull Crusher.
Skull Crusher, that's it. Got level up. Civvy now level
Check the
4.
levels. Slight advantage there as well.
It's got the Bone
Actually,
Breaker and a lot more cooldowns and focus and damage. Okay.
Yeah, it seems like the tokens fell a little bit out of style recently. They used
Yeah.
to be the main thing of the Hierophant, but they got nerfed a bit, and now it seems like the crossbow skills are where it's at.
We also had a teleport, and these dwarven boys are and girl are gonna put some pressure on taking out one of the workers there.
They are incredibly wounded though, so you need to be careful.
Yeah, the axe guys are really hurt. They're healing, so I mean, as long as they stay out of combat, it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, troll workers build so slowly, so killing a single worker is already quite big.
Yeah, it would be, but the sector did happen to have extra available ones, so this time
Yeah,
there was
true.
no damage. Normally that would be a disaster though. Like every time you kill a troll worker, it's like, whoa. They're equivalent to like 2 dwarves-ish? 1.5, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on the exact numbers. But what's interesting is if you compare Civi's playstyle to Cheese's, is that Civvy plays more defensively. Cheese, he would put the stoneholds right on the front, which allows him to put on more pressure, but it's also risky because if he loses those, he's in huge trouble. But Civvy goes for the safer play here, as he's
Yeah.
probably more confident in the later stages.
And I mean, he's still doubling up on that. He's also producing axe wielders from the main. We've got a fight hut from Georedes though. No upgrades or anything. We don't have a throwing camp either. Just extra fight huts. It's gonna be smashers. Frontier post is under attack, but should be very, very easy to defend it, I think.
Yeah, there are no wall breakers yet, not even skull crushers. But yeah, it's interesting to see how the meta is not set yet, as one player is going for the as Trolls is going for the melee units, while the other did go for the ranged ones. But this is not a good fight for a Troll player here. You cannot afford to lose smashers like this.
Oh yeah,
This is
especially
actually a
not against the
horrible
level 5 Hierophant. Like, this is just feeding it. We've got the barrage unlocked, which is 5 projectiles being shot in a cone.
Yeah,
in
this
a
fight
really
was
wide
actually a
cone.
disaster now. The thing with Trolls is you have to play the pullback game, basically. You never, like, don't use the units. That's the whole thing of Trolls.
Oh, the Flame Bringer is gonna go down
keep
as
the
well, I
units
think. This is
Oh
gonna
my
be
God,
even
yes.
worse. You're absolutely right. You have to save as many units as you can. That's why these trolls have the sprint ability. But yeah,
Exactly.
Plague Bringer is
Oh,
gonna go down,
no.
and that's a lot of feeding going on there. For Civvy, who's almost level 6, probably could go and take a Wyvern at this point.
True. Yeah, he's almost double the level. The Plague Bringer's only level 3.
Oh,
this
man.
is completely domination by Civvy so far.
More axe wielders coming in. We don't have a level 2, a tier 2 though. And I
Nope.
don't think Civvy is working towards that just yet. I
No,
think
the
he's
thing-
more than happy just spamming these,
Yeah.
right?
Since it reset the Smash account so far, there's no problem. It only gets nasty when there are like 2 or so wall breakers and a few skull brushes. Then he needs higher tier units. But until then, you can just spam X wielders with its smashers, no problem.
Yeah, I mean that's 7 smashers he just killed. Each of them is 12 food. In comparison, the axe wielders, they're just 6. So literally you can make 2 of those.
Also, you need to keep in mind Dwarven economy is generally just better than Troll economy. So he just a Troll player, the Dwarven player doesn't mind trading units. It's on the Troll player to bring the efficiency.
Gonna take out a few of those outpost flags, but shouldn't be a huge issue. I mean, these guys can just walk up and do it again. Civvy upgrading that extra outpost that he just got.
Also starting tier 2 now. Maybe some combat balance down the line, but even sentries would be more than enough right now. And another terrible fight for the Troll player here. Yeah, you cannot just move your Troll like this. You need to pull them back, you need to be careful when you engage.
Even so, this
like-
army is too small. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see why he had to fight this. It's
Furthermore,
probably
the
one of those
Plague
situations where you
Bringer
run away.
didn't even participate in this fight. He was like walking around somewhere else, and now he might even lose the hero once more.
There's an observation tower as well with that extra base there. And Civvy can take over the central outposts. With that, there's iron on both sides, so it's very, very easy to boom the economy there.
Yeah, the middle sectors are so key on this map. They have 700 iron each, so if you control both of them, you are way ahead.
Yeah, that's right. Like, to catch up against that, you would have to do stuff like killing the Wyverns in order to get the iron from there. That's the only other place you can go. But if
Yeah,
you control the
and
middle, you're likely able to do that yourself, so...
Geo is just relying on mass smasher, but I don't think like you need to upgrade your unit rather fast because smashers are not cost effective, as we can see here.
Here we go.
Again, now
Sentries
it's
now.
a cage fight, but he cannot pull through because now his army is so damaged already. He will lose a lot of units here.
Yeah, and his
Ah, they do
Hierophant is
decent-
just gonna keep dealing splash damage to them.
Yeah. Decent damage to the frontier outpost though. Since they do strike damage, there's barely any defense for the frontier outpost. But yeah, the outpost upgrades and the whole army is dead again. And achieved was nothing. Meanwhile, the capital is now done, so we can see tier 2 units coming on the field. They are the sentries now as well.
Yeah, the sentries actually have an upgrade where they can deploy themselves, so they stop.
Yeah.
That stops them from moving, but they basically gain a lot of attack power, and I think knockbacks are included as well as a chance, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, like every 5th turtle, don't quote me on that, but something like that, they will shoot you down.
Yeah, those are really tough to play against with something like trolls, especially if you set them up. It's like a siege tank line in StarCraft.
Yeah, exactly. So few troll units, and then when they get stunned, it's even worse than other armies. But
Well,
yes, the
Georedes is at 72 population versus 26, so I mean that number is a bit of a liar.
that sounds scary, and it is a bit scary, but the problem is it's all smashers. Smashers are not that great anymore.
They're not population effective whatsoever, so.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I think that upgraded units don't take more support. I'm not sure on this, but I think so.
I am not sure actually. Do we have?
Okay, maybe I shouldn't say things that I don't really know. I just assume. But yeah, this looks like the GG.
It is because the game stopped, so the
Yeah.
session has ended. Civvy takes game 2 and proceeds to the finals. Next up, we're gonna be looking at Georedes versus Bramel, I believe, right? For the
Yes.
bronze match.
For the troll versus troll hype.
Oh.
I just pray we have one Dark Elves game in the finals at least, you know?
Just one.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, otherwise what will we talk about? Just stuff we don't really know, right?
Exactly.